This is a video to show you how you can use TI Inspire very quickly to graph a function and to get some points to be able to plot on the graph. I'm mainly doing this so people know how to use our YouTube account, and I need a video, so I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. Okay, I basically turned on my, I basically opened up TI Inspire. I went through all the entry stuff, and then I'm now at the point where it says, what do you want to do? I'm going to click here. I'm going to add a list first because I like my list on the left, and then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on page layout, and then I'm going to add application. Now, I like to have my graphs look like this, so I'm going to add graph right now. Okay, so right now I've got a blank template of basically a table and a graph. It's not going to do anything, but I'm going to show you right now how you can populate this with a set of coordinates, and then we're going to look at how you can enter a function. So if you want lists to populate points, I'm going to name it x1, y1, and I like using subscripts because if you don't use subscripts, it thinks it's cell names. So this is just saying I'm going to relate this to my f1 function. Okay, and I don't know, let's do something boring like a 0, 2, and then we'll say 1, 4, and then maybe go -1. I guess -1 would be at, be at 0, and then I think those are 3 points that are collinear. Okay, now, if I want these points to be plotted, I have to actually change this from a function to a scatter plot. So to do that, you go up here in this little corner right here. This is like the settings, the document tools. I'm going to click that on, and then we want to change graph entry edit, scatter plots, and then there's two ways I can type it in directly because I know the name, or like if there's a lot of names, I'm going to just click that. And if we just click and tab down and get this, ooh, I already screwed up. Okay, so Control G, I got that one, and then I got that one, and when I hit enter, it should plot those points. All right, and notice how it gave it a point name. This is good and bad. It gets in the way a lot of times, so I just hide it. So to hide it, I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna hide. Okay, we have these points right here. Now, some of you are like, well, man, it'd be nice if I could see a grid. So I'm going to put a grid. Right now, I just have points. These points don't have coordinate names. They're just points. So if I want to see the coordinate grid, I'm going to go back over here to this document tool, and I'm going to go view, and then I'm going to say grid. Now we have two options. We have the dot grid and the line grid. I'm a bigger fan of the line grid, so I'm going to click on line grid. Now, when you are doing stuff like trying to select points and stuff like that, sometimes having this grid on causes you trouble because I'm trying to drop a point on the scatter plot and it drops it on the grid. We'll take a look at some of that stuff here maybe at a different time. So right now, I've successfully plotted points, and now I'd like to be able to actually name these points. So if I want to name these points, I have to drop a point on them. So if I go over here and I click on geometry, and then I've got all these geometry lists. I'm going to go on points and lines, and I'm going to do point on. Okay, the important reason why we do want to do point on is point on will snap to an object. See how these are objects are naming themselves? Now, I don't want to snap to this grid, so I'm going to hit tab. Now I want to snap to the scatter plot. Now, I'm going to show you something that's useful. Now, this is still on, and then if I don't hit escape, it's still going to be on. But if I grab this point and move it around, that is a useful trick for teachers to know when they're designing TI Inspire documents, or they're trying to use TI Inspire documents to prove a point. Okay, so I have that point right there. Since I like to know all the points, I'm going to tab down here. I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to tab right here. I'm going to put that one there. Ooh, maybe I'm going to put that one there. All right, now, oops, I missed it. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go to geometry, points and lines, point on. And then I want it on the scatter plot, so I made sure I tabbed to the scatter plot. Now this is still on. I'm going to hit escape. Okay, now I've done nothing to change how I'm entering stuff into this function from scatterplot to function. So I'm going to hit Control G, and now I have to change this back to function. All right, this graph entry edit, there's lots of things you can do here. Lots of things. Okay, I just want to go back to a function, and I'm pretty sure this is the line y equals 2x plus 1. But if I wasn't sure, I could push this and go like this. All right, now, good and bad of function notation. Kids hate it. I don't know why it's so hard for them, but they just don't like that parentheses. I really like the fact that it puts the 1 there, but if you're dealing with kids that do not like the whole f of x notation, and they certainly don't like the subscript 1, you can change it to y equals. All right, that was a short video on how you could get a graph on a function and be able to put points there. Now, suppose I was hypothesizing what the next point would be. And I don't know, I'm going to pretend I'm little Timmy. And little Timmy is struggling in math, so he thinks that 2 and 3 are on the next point. Now, you can see right there that 2, 3 is nowhere near that. Okay, now if I want to go back and change it, well, maybe it was 2, 5, Timmy. Oh, Timmy, you're still wrong. And I'm sorry if your name's Tim. Okay, so Bob suggests that it's on 6. So now you can prove that it's points on there. Okay, that's a wonderful tool. All right, thank you for watching my video. This was mainly just to put something on my YouTube account.